Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world where everyone wants success, but very few truly understand what creates it. We admire the results, the confidence, the freedom, the recognition, yet we rarely study the habits that produce those results. Today's speech is not about luck shortcuts or overnight miracles. It is about the quiet, powerful routines that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. Ladies and gentlemen, success is not something reserved for a chosen few. It is built by individuals who decided, often in silence, to live differently while the rest followed comfort. The ultra-successful are not born with special advantages. They develop special habits. And those habits, once understood, can be practiced by anyone willing to pay the price of discipline and consistency. If you stay with me until the end of this speech, you will discover why some people rise year after year while others feel stuck repeating the same chapter of life. You will understand why motivation alone is not enough, why talent without discipline fades, and why small daily actions hold more power than big intentions. Ladies and gentlemen, this message is not meant to entertain you for a moment. It is meant to challenge you for a lifetime. Because once you understand how success truly works, excuses lose their power. You will begin to see your time differently, your habits differently, and most importantly, yourself differently. This speech will not promise you ease, but it will promise you truth. It will show you that success leaves clues, and those clues are found in the daily routines of the ultra-successful. So listen closely, not just with your ears, but with your intention, because what you are about to hear has the power to change not just what you do, but who you become. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not just a speech. It is an invitation to rise. Most people think success is a moment, a breakthrough, a big win, a lucky opportunity, or a single decision that changes everything. They imagine success as a dramatic event that suddenly appears one day and transforms their life. But that belief is the greatest misunderstanding about success. Success is not an event. Success is a process. The ultra-successful understand this deeply. They know that life does not change in one day, life changes daily. What you do consistently matters far more than what you do occasionally. One good decision does not build a great life. A series of small disciplined decisions does. Think about it, no one becomes unhealthy overnight, and no one becomes successful overnight either. Both are the result of habits practiced quietly over time. Success is not built on motivation, because motivation is emotional and temporary. Success is built on routine, because routine works even when motivation disappears. The ultra-successful don't ask themselves, do I feel like it today? They ask, is this aligned with the life I want to build? They understand that every day is casting a vote for the person they are becoming. Every book you read or ignore, every hour you invest or waste, every excuse you accept or reject, it all adds up. Life rewards accumulation, not intention. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 month and underestimate what they can do in 5 years. The ultra-successful reverse this thinking. They focus on winning the day. They know that if they win today, just today, and then repeat that process, success becomes inevitable. Daily practice means showing up when no one is watching. It means doing the small things that don't bring applause. It means choosing preparation over procrastination, growth over comfort, and discipline over excuses. These actions may feel insignificant in the moment, but time multiplies everything. Success is predictable if you repeat poor habits daily. Failure becomes predictable if you repeat positive habits daily. Success becomes unavoidable. The ultra-successful are patient with results, but impatient with effort. They don't quit because progress feels slow. They trust the process because they understand how life works. Just like planting a seed, they water it daily even when there is no visible growth. They know the harvest always comes, but only for those who stayed consistent. Daily practice also builds identity. You don't become confident by thinking about confidence. You become confident by doing what confident people do daily. You don't become successful by wishing. You become successful by practicing success habits until they become part of who you are. And here is the powerful truth. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. That is why ultra-successful people design their days carefully. They protect their mornings, manage their time, and guard their focus. They don't live on autopilot. They live intentionally. Success is not something you chase in the future. It is something you practice in the present. So if you want to change your life, don't wait for a big opportunity. Start with a small discipline. Read 10 pages a day, improve one skill, make one better decision today than yesterday. Because when daily practice becomes your lifestyle, success stops being a dream and starts becoming your reality. Discipline is the foundation of every extraordinary life. Without discipline, dreams remain wishes, goals remain ideas, and potential remains unused. Most people are not held back by lack of talent or opportunity. They are held back by lack of discipline. The ultra-successful understand a truth that many ignore. Life rewards discipline and punishes neglect. Discipline is not about forcing yourself to suffer. It is about training yourself to act in alignment with your long-term vision instead of your short-term emotions. The problem with emotions is that they change daily. Discipline stays when motivation disappears. Most people do what feels easy now and then wonder why life becomes hard later. The ultra-successful reverse this formula. They do what is hard now, waking up early, practicing self-control, learning when others are relaxing, so that life becomes easier, freer, and more fulfilling later. Discipline begins with the smallest choices. It is choosing to act when excuses feel reasonable. It is choosing commitment over comfort. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, discipline grows stronger. Every time you break it, discipline weakens. The ultra-successful do not wait until they feel ready. They understand that readiness is created through action. Waiting for perfect conditions is another form of procrastination. Discipline moves first, confidence follows. One of the greatest myths about discipline is that it limits freedom. In reality, discipline creates freedom. When you develop discipline in your habits, you gain freedom in your future. Financial discipline creates financial freedom. Health discipline creates physical freedom. Mental discipline creates emotional stability. The undisciplined life feels easy at first, but becomes heavy with regret. The disciplined life feels hard at first, but becomes rich with rewards. Discipline also teaches self-respect. When you do what you said you would do, you begin to trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, your confidence rises naturally. You don't need external validation when your own standards are high. The ultra-successful live by standards, not feelings. Feelings say, rest today. Standards say, do the work. Feelings say, you deserve a break. Standards say, finish what you started. Discipline is the ability to say no to distractions that do not serve your future. Every yes to distraction is a no to your potential. The ultra-successful guard their time carefully because they understand that time, once wasted, cannot be recovered. They also understand that discipline is built gradually. You don't become disciplined overnight. You become disciplined by practicing discipline daily. One controlled decision at a time. Discipline turns ordinary people into extraordinary individuals. It bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Talent may open the door, but discipline keeps you in the room. And here is the ultimate reward of discipline: peace. When you know you gave your best effort, there is no regret, no guilt, no self-doubt, just quiet confidence. So if you want an easier life tomorrow, embrace discipline today. Choose what is right over what is comfortable. Because in the end, discipline is not about restriction. It is about becoming the person capable of handling success. That is why the ultra-successful choose discipline every single day. We are living in the most distracted generation in history. Information is everywhere, noise is constant, and attention is under attack every single day. Phones vibrate, opinions shout, trends change, and comparisons never stop. In such a world, clarity of purpose is no longer optional, it is essential. The ultra-successful understand this. If you don't decide where you are going, the world will decide for you. Most people are busy but not productive. They move all day but advance very little. Why? Because activity without direction leads to exhaustion, not success. Clarity gives direction, and direction gives power. Clarity of purpose means knowing what truly matters to you. It means understanding your values, your long-term vision, and the kind of life you want to build. When your purpose is clear, decisions become simpler. You stop reacting to life and start leading it. The ultra-successful do not chase everything. They choose carefully. They understand that focus is not about doing more, it is about doing less better. Every commitment has a cost, and they count the cost before they say yes. Distractions are not always bad things. Often they are good things that don't belong in your future. Social media, entertainment, unnecessary conversations, none of these are evil. But when they steal your focus from your purpose, they become obstacles. A person without purpose gets distracted by everything. A person with purpose gets disturbed by nothing. Clarity also brings emotional stability. When you know why you are doing something, temporary discomfort doesn't stop you. Criticism doesn't break you. Delays don't discourage you. Purpose gives meaning to struggle. The ultra-successful ask powerful questions. What am I building? Does this activity move me closer or further away? Is this urgent or is it important? They design their lives around priorities, not pressures. They don't let trends control their time. They don't let opinions control their decisions. They don't let fear control their future. Clarity of purpose also requires saying no often and firmly. Every yes takes time, energy, and focus. The ultra-successful say no to many opportunities so they can say yes to the right ones. They understand that dilution is the enemy of greatness. Focus is a skill, and clarity sharpens it. Without clarity, your energy scatters. With clarity, your energy concentrates. And concentrated energy creates momentum. The world rewards clarity. People trust those who know where they are going. Opportunities follow focus. Success flows toward those who move with intention. Clarity does not mean you have all the answers. It means you have a direction. Even if the path changes, purpose keeps you moving forward. The ultra-successful review their goals regularly. They realign when necessary. They cut distractions without guilt. They understand that protecting their focus is protecting their future. Here is the truth. Your life moves in the direction of your most dominant focus. If you focus on distractions, your life becomes distracted. If you focus on purpose, your life becomes powerful. So take time to get clear. Write down what matters. Decide who you want to become. And then structure your days around that vision. Because in a noisy world, clarity is a superpower. And those who master it rise above the rest. One of the most powerful habits of the ultra-successful is personal responsibility. It is the habit that separates leaders from followers, winners from victims, and growth from stagnation. While most people look outward for reasons and excuses, the ultra-successful look inward for answers and solutions. They understand this fundamental truth: your life is the result of your choices, not your circumstances. Personal responsibility means accepting full ownership of your actions, decisions, attitudes, and results. It means refusing to blame your past, your environment, other people, or bad luck for where you are today. Not because those things don't matter, but because blaming them gives away your power. The moment you blame something outside yourself, you surrender control. And the ultra-successful never surrender control of their future. Most people say, if things were different, I would succeed. The ultra-successful say, if I become better, things will change. They understand that life is not always fair, but it is always responsive. It responds to effort, discipline, learning, and persistence. Complaining does not change outcomes. Responsibility does. Taking responsibility does not mean being harsh with yourself. It means being honest with yourself, honest about your habits, honest about your weaknesses, honest about the work required. The ultra-successful ask themselves powerful questions instead of making excuses. What could I have done better? What can I learn from this? How do I improve next time? These questions turn failure into feedback and setbacks into lessons. Personal responsibility also builds resilience. When challenges appear, and they always do, responsible people don't collapse. They adapt. They adjust. They move forward. Start asking, why is this happening to me? They ask, how can I grow through this? This mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities for development. The habit of responsibility also improves relationships. Responsible people don't waste energy blaming others. They communicate better, listen more, and focus on solutions. They lead by example rather than demand perfection from others. The ultra-successful understand that responsibility equals freedom. The more responsibility you take, the more control you gain. And the more control you gain, the more freedom you experience. An irresponsible life feels easy at first, but becomes chaotic and limiting. A responsible life feels challenging at first, but becomes structured. Responsibility also sharpens character. When you take ownership of your actions, your integrity strengthens. People trust you. Opportunities come to you. Leadership becomes natural. The ultra-successful do not wait for permission to improve their lives. They do not wait for conditions to be perfect. They act where they are with what they have, and they improve along the way. Here is the powerful truth. You cannot change your past, but you can change your response to it. And changing your response changes your future. Every day you have a choice to complain or to commit, to blame or to build, to excuse or to evolve. The ultra-successful choose responsibility even when it's uncomfortable, because they know that responsibility is not a burden. It is the gateway to personal power. And when you accept full responsibility for your life, you reclaim your ability to shape it. One habit stands above many others in the lives of the ultra-successful, and that is a lifelong commitment to self-development. They understand that success does not come from what you have today, but from what you are continually becoming. The moment growth stops, progress stops, and eventually success fades. The ultra-successful live by a simple principle: if you want more, you must become more. Most people wait for life to change before they change themselves. The ultra-successful reverse that order. They change first their mindset, their skills, their discipline, and life responds accordingly. They do not see personal growth as optional or occasional. They see it as a daily responsibility. Self-development begins with awareness. The ultra-successful are honest about their limitations and curious about their potential. They know they are a work in progress, and they embrace that truth. Instead of being threatened by what they don't know, they are energized by what they can learn. They read when others scroll. They listen when others talk. They practice when others rest. Every book, every lesson, every new skill becomes a tool for future success. And while the results may not be immediate, growth is always compounding. What you learn today may not pay off this week, but it will multiply over time. Consistent self-development also builds confidence, not the loud, fragile kind, but the quiet confidence that comes from preparation. When you invest in yourself daily, you begin to trust your abilities. You know you can handle challenges because you have been strengthening yourself behind the scenes. The ultra-successful understand that formal education may give you a foundation, but self-education builds the structure. They take responsibility for their learning. They don't wait to be taught. They seek knowledge proactively. Self-development sharpens perspective. It helps you see problems differently, think more clearly, and make better decisions. As your mind expands, so do your opportunities. Your world grows as you grow. Another powerful aspect of self-development is adaptability. The world changes quickly, and those who stop learning fall behind. The ultra-successful remain students of life. They update their skills, refine their strategies, and evolve with changing circumstances. Growth also builds humility. The more you learn, the more you realize how much there is to learn. This humility keeps the ultra-successful grounded, curious, and open-minded. They do not assume they have arrived. They assume there is more ahead. Consistency is what separates self-development from self-help. Reading one book won't change your life. Attending one seminar won't transform you. But daily growth, even in small amounts, creates remarkable results. 10 minutes of learning a day may seem insignificant, but over a year it becomes knowledge. Over 5 years it becomes expertise, and over a lifetime it becomes wisdom. The ultra-successful schedule time for growth. They protect it. They treat it as an investment, not an expense. They know that the best return on investment is always the investment you make in yourself. Here is the undeniable truth. Your income, influence, and impact rarely exceed your personal growth. If you want to lead more, learn more. If you want to earn more, become more. Self-development is not about perfection. It is about progress. And those who commit to consistent growth create extraordinary lives, not by chance. But one of the greatest secrets behind extraordinary success is not found in dramatic actions or sudden breakthroughs. It is found in small, simple habits repeated daily over a long period of time. The ultra-successful understand that life is not shaped by what you do once in a while, but by what you do consistently. Most people look for big changes and fast results. They want transformation without patience and success without process. But the truth is simply, small disciplines practiced daily create great achievements over time. Every habit, no matter how small, is a vote for the person you are becoming. A few minutes of learning, a short walk, a focused work session, a positive conversation, these actions seem insignificant in isolation. But when repeated daily, they compound into powerful results. The ultra-successful think long-term. They understand the power of compounding. Just as money grows with consistent investment, personal success grows with consistent habits. What feels small today becomes significant tomorrow. Most people quit too early because they don't see immediate results. They judge progress by what they can see, not by what is happening beneath the surface. The ultra-successful trust the process. They know that growth is invisible before it becomes visible. Consider how habits shape character. You don't wake up one day confident, healthy, or skilled. You become those things through daily practice. Confidence grows from keeping promises to yourself. Health grows from repeated healthy choices. Skill grows from regular practice. Small habits also remove overwhelm. Big goals can feel intimidating, but small habits feel manageable. The ultra-successful break big dreams into small daily actions. Instead of asking, how do I change my life? They ask, what can I do today? Success becomes less about intensity and more about consistency. A little effort every day beats massive effort once in a while. Progress that is slow but steady is far more powerful than progress that is fast but unstable. The ultra-successful design their environment to support good habits. They make positive actions easy and negative actions difficult. They understand that willpower is limited, but systems are reliable. When habits are built into routines, success becomes automatic. Small habits also build momentum. One positive action leads to another. Discipline strengthens discipline. Growth encourages more growth. Over time, success stops feeling forced and starts feeling natural. On the other hand, small negative habits also compound. Procrastination, excuses, neglect. When repeated daily, they quietly steal potential. The difference between success and failure is often not one big decision, but 1,000 small ones. The ultra-successful are patient. They don't rush results, and they don't abandon habits just because progress is slow. They understand that consistency beats intensity every time. Here is a powerful truth. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. If your habits are strong, success becomes inevitable. If your habits are weak, success remains uncertain. Small habits also build identity. When you act like a disciplined person daily, you become disciplined. When you act like a learner daily, you become knowledgeable. When you act like a leader daily, you grow into one. The ultra-successful do not wait for motivation to start. They start and motivation follows. They understand that action creates confidence and consistency creates mastery. So don't underestimate the power of small beginnings. Choose one habit, commit to it daily, protect it fiercely. Over time, that small habit will reshape your life because massive success is not built in one moment. It is built one day at a time.